Ah, welcome to Talk About Paint Club. I'm your host, Rick Strohmeyer, and I'm full of beans.
And I'm Matt Hatchers, and I have zero chill, according to him.
To who? Oh,
You!
Well, you just need more chill in your life. Come on.
You said I move too much for chill.
Yes. Oh, that's probably true too.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Oh, and let's see, real quick before we just go on. Let's see. So we had one extra group that we're part of that said it's okie doke to share this stream on. So big shout out to the Glowman Dan group for letting us flood your airwaves for a little while. Appreciate that. Also, let's see. We're doing the housekeeping part. This is this is the second show of May, so yeah, one more show of the month, and then it's on to June and 5 points. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there. Happy Father's Day to the single dads pulling double duty. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, and big thanks to our good buddies over at Booze and Buddies for letting me hang out with them a while last week or last night.
Yeah.
I had a blast. There's actually a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about last night, but just feeling the time constraint of everybody getting a turn on there, I edited the shit out of what I wanted to say just so that I didn't take up too much of anybody's time. Because Henry Rollins once said something like the idea that you can't make time. You can always set aside time for people, but you can't make time for people. You have a finite amount of time. So thanks for sharing your time with me last night. I appreciate it. Now, on to the show. Nicole.
My favorite quote on time. I have to send it to you later because I have a quote on time. It's too long for this. I'm good. I am peeling off tape before we show off our stuff from the color of the month because I still had it taped for its edges. And I was like, oh shit, it's still laying down, isn't it? Yep.
Oh crap, I think I left mine down.
Other than that.
Seriously?
Yay! For me, for once it's me. Oh, damn it.
I have it right there. Ah. You know what's funny is though, I'd like to bootleg my piece for this thing, but yeah, I know it'd be incredibly dick. But yeah, just like nobody's ever gonna have one of these again. So I'm like, I kind of want to bootleg it.
I've been having such a fun time like taping off stuff, and I'm just like, I gotta work on toys. Like, we got a whole convention coming up, and my ass is like, I'm painting canvas.
I'm like,
whoops.
I don't know. I got my pride piece downstairs, and I'm like, yeah, you should paint that. Yeah, do everything else. You should paint that.
Yeah, you could paint it next time. It'll probably be done by then. Never mind.
It probably will.
I know.
Should be done,
it's
like,
you.
It should be done anytime I go down into the basement. I just keep putting it off, but yeah, it is what it is. We'll get this taken.
I have a lot of things since I don't know what I'm painting.
So let's see. I need to jump into the format. So while I stumble for the format, Nicole, what are you drinking
tonight? It's called coffee.
Ooh, I love coffee so much.
Because I need to work on stuff.
I introduced Alicia to M&M's new cold brew caramels. So good. Yeah, cold brew caramel M&M's. Super yummy.
I thought you meant the wrapper.
Oh.
And I was so confused.
He's not so cold brew. He's old news.
Oh. Okay, so Dylan said don't question his loyalty to this show, and he's absolutely right. He is at a bachelor weekend for his like best friend, where he's like the best man and everything, and he is probably drinking and getting a little twisty, but he is watching. He's at a casino. He is at a casino watching. That is dedication.
Rock on. Okay, so I am doing a a subscriber giveaway sometime in June. So I just thought of it. I thought of it this morning, and would like to flesh it out a little more before I just.
I like
But-
that idea.
But I'm thinking I would like to. So yeah.
I like that.
So
idea.
it's probably so. Food for thought. We're going to reward subscribers sometime soon. All right. White label beer. Oh,
What are you drinking? You're
no,
painting, so you're not drinking.
I'm drinking a Coke and water.
Wait, mix?
'Cause, yeah. What? No.
I was like,
No. I always have I always drink water, and sometimes I have a soda or sugary beverage with it. But I always have water with it, so I can also help flush the mouth out while I'm drinking stuff.
that's smart.
Great job, Dylan. One of us should be there.
So I told him ahead of time not to drunk text me or I'll block him. So I think this is his way of.
You can drunk chat the shit out of this show. I don't care.
He's like, oh, I got a deal on this, bitch.
As long as we're respectful.
Oh, he's too nice to be a douche. Douche turd.
I'm just saying. I'm
He's fine.
not judging. I'm not
He's
gonna
fine.
be like, "Argh," but we're gonna still be respectful.
He's
I've
good.
already
Boy.
had to. Oh shit. Okay. I've already had to banish somebody once before, so I don't.
Really?
Yeah. Gosh, what was that? Yeah, I had to ban somebody. Was it either this or? It was a live stream I did. I can't remember if it was on Paint Club or my other YouTube channel, but yeah, I had to ban somebody because they kept I was getting sex things, and I think it was a robot. But I'm like, goodbye, fuck you.
Oh.
I don't go online to be the world police for the chit chat because I expect people to be
Adults?
I expect to be the asshole. So the expectation is for me to be the asshole and not look out for others.
Fair
So
play.
yeah. So there we go. All right. So before we go, this is also a paint along day. I just wasn't like, ooh, I had this really squared off, but once I said last week, yeah, we'll do it. I'm pretty much figured out what's going to be on the agenda tonight. But before we do, there's more housekeeping to do. So we had the color of the month that we did put aside from last week because we had JFO on. And also, big thanks to JFO for joining us. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to having him back on the show. So you got your wheel of Sharpies?
Yeah.
Okay. But before we do
I just started building a mold. I'm so sorry. I literally was like, oh, we're supposed to be painting. And I just started building a mold box with Legos because I can't focus.
So we also have last week's color of the month, which was a brilliant Cheeto orange, fiery Cheeto orange.
Yeah.
And I've kind of bitched out on this. So this is my piece, which is a companion piece for what I'm painting tonight. So it's the Rotten
Is
Rex.
that a heart?
Yeah, it goes inside the Rotten Rex. Or not the Rotten Rex, it goes inside the King Corpse. So it actually goes inside his rib cage there, and then you put the rib cage in, and then you can't see this. So our very good friend of the show, Clav, had suggested me once before when I was painting my first or second King Corpse. He said just break the ribs apart and just have part of them coming out so you can still see the heart. And so that's what I did here. Ever since he gave me that advice, I'm like, it's brilliant advice. So shout out to Clav for that bit of strategery. And yeah, it's neon all the way. I ended up using a cool brown wash to enhance the. There we go. Enhance. Wonderful. Enhance the details, and it turned out pretty okey doke. And part of it won't get seen because it's enclosed, but yeah, I'm super pleased the way that came out. Like I said,
I
I'd
like
bootleg this, and then I'd make a bootleg of this, but yeah. Part of me says do it because you're never going to see your king corpses are incredibly rare. Yeah, don't need to piss off.
But it's a
instant
heart,
kills.
so you can sculpt a heart.
It has a little tiny face on it, and it's got drippy parts and stuff. It is pretty unique.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I might add to it a little tonight,
That is
depending on how far we get. But yeah, it is very unique. Instinct Toys is also sold them as pendants and other things, and I'm like,
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, I'd wear that. I'd wear that.
Yeah, me too. And I'm like, and it's a good size. It's about the size of a small person's thumb. So yeah.
So my thumb.
Yeah.
Remember, we clearly use my height for measurements, so we might as well use my thumbs.
All right. Good golly.
Okay. So I made this.
What you got?
It's very
Ooh.
bright, but
It is.
I blended it. I kind of like blended it out with different neon. So I really wish I had like a flashlight because mine died. Ooh, Jesus. Mine died on me, and this is like the worst lighting ever. I hate this. I hate rooms. I hate cameras. These things are not artist friends, like at all, ever. It's like there's hollow like paint on the back, and this looks like it's just gray, and that is not it. It is hollow. And then this is like I did like brush strokes of this like glue stuff that like puts foil down, and this is like a textured black foil, and it looks so dope. But like right now it looks like ass because this light looks like ass, and the eye glows in the dark. Everything's neon, even the white part is neon. And I hate this light. That's it. That's all I could say. But I keep trying to practice the Sacred Heart because I'm trying to sculpt it out too, like with the flame on it. So I figured like, oh, let's paint it for a canvas or for a frame. So
There you go. That's cool.
I did that.
Very good.
That I had that orange already from when I mixed all of those neons for the glow show for Clutter. So I was like super fucking stoked out. Like when I started doing the flames, I was going like back and forth with like the two shades that are just a little bit off from each other, like to give it just like different, like kind of just like a different look to it. And then I came in with like the yellow after, and it just looks so cool in black light. Okay, I'm gonna buy one on Amazon when we're done. a new, like a bigger flashlight, a new one. And I'm going to take some dope pictures to post because it looks so nice. And I have so many other things. Like what I'm going to work on tonight's also neon. And I hate that. Like I just don't have a flashlight to show it off. I have like a little bar, like an LED bar that hasn't broke. But I gotta do more like you, where you give people a flashlight with their toys. Cause like our booth is going to be pretty lit, I think. Like literally. Like literally lit. Like literally and figuratively in the sense of like we're super cool. So, yeah.
That's right. Mama said so.
Mama said so.
Okay, you got the wheel. Excellent. Right into the next transition.
Yeah. Let's see if I can hold it. I always say that, and then sometimes it does it, sometimes it fucks up on me. Jesus Christ. Oh, I
You know what?
like that one. Oh, I like that one.
Which one?
I'm just making sure that I'm not crazy. It says Navy. Yeah, that's navy, right? Yeah, that's navy. Yeah, navy. Navy. Okay, just so you know, their navy isn't dark. Their navy is more of like a royal blue.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Navy blue.
it's very strange, and it's strange because that's why I was confused, because here it looks navy, like on the box
Navy
for
blue,
like
May's color of the month.
this looks navy,
Right.
but then the Sharpie in here, that's why I was a little confused. This
yeah,
looks
but I
like
bet it dries fucking dark.
probably that's
they
very
might
true.
just have a blue cap just to be able to say like, hey, it's bluish.
That's true. That's true. Okay,
All right, navy blue is our color of the month. Great. I
that's
just happen
gonna
have
be
7
cool to
brands
make
of
things
navy
pop.
blue.
That'll
I
be
just
a
happen to
nice
have
dark
7
color.
brands. Yeah, I have 7 brands of navy blue right there, so we'll figure. It's one of the
Do
few.
you really?
Yeah. I mean, like it's kind of one of those colors that when I'm testing out a new brand, that it's one of the ones that I will supplement after my initial first 5. So like I always buy like when I want to test out a brand, and I've mentioned this on the show before, but like the black and white, the yellow, the umber, and the red, those are the ones that I want to see how they work, and because the white, the yellow, and red have bad coverage throughout most lines. So I want to see how well they work.
Yes.
And then umber is pretty much like, I mean, like I was raised on umber, and then black is just always want to see like the best if it's better than what I've got. Like I don't have a lot of crappy blacks, but I do have a couple.
So yellow, umber, and black.
Yellow, umber, black, red, white.
Red, white. Okay.
So those 5.
I remember the red, white in that order, and I was like, wait.
And then supplementally, I'll try out like their darkest blue, a purple, and a green, and which is pretty much almost with the exception of orange, that's every color you pretty much need. But yeah, because green is also pretty bad for coverage, but some people make a better one than others. And then dark blues, just because I grew up loving that. It was like that was the color. If you were a kid of the '80s, you wanted midnight blue of everything. It was. And then, hey, Jason.
I so understand that because I used to date this guy in high school whose room was that color.
And then, like, oddly enough, like one of the best conversations I ever had with Quicks was we were talking about paint colors and paint colors companies and his quest for a better midnight blue. And I'm like, really? And so, like, last time I saw him, or last year at 5 Points, I ended up giving him a bottle of what I would consider a really good one. And I have no idea if he's used it since. Like, we crossed paths so quickly at Decon, and I didn't want to be like, how'd you like that midnight blue I gave you?
Yeah, could you imagine if you just ran up to him and you tackled him? You were like, hey, how's the midnight blue? And
But yeah,
like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Rick?
Yeah. So on that, all right. So then, yeah, it was great. So I'm gonna hit up painting, and then we talk and paint at the same time. That'll be fun.
What am I doing?
And we started on time today, which is amazing. And yeah. All right, so before we just dive into this, you're working on a mold.
Yeah, but I'm gonna paint also.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this really fast because
Oh
it's
no,
not
this
gonna
is
take
not
me
mold
that
club.
long. Okay,
I'm
putting it down.
That's right. I have to
putting it down. Okay, we should all also know that Rick didn't tell me we were painting until he posted about it in Paint Club.
No, except for giving a heads up from last week.
I know. I kept saying ahead of time before we were coming on that, like, if I wasn't prepared, I was just going to be like, he didn't tell me.
And Yeah,
Okay,
no heads up.
so I have a few things, and I'm
What are you
gonna
working on?
okay. I'm gonna see which one you're gonna pick for me. How about that?
Okay.
How about that?
Sounds
So I'll finish this a different day. But I also was working on this. I was working on this
Ooh.
guy.
That's cool. What is
It's
that?
a very old sculpt of I don't even know what they go by now, to be quite honest.
No, lie to us.
They used to make they make that little like Baphomet like goat looking like ghost toy that Strange Cat sells.
Uh-huh.
I think it's called like Gingy, or it used to be called Gingy, and it's not. Oh Jesus, what just happened? My screen just like turned off.
It
That's
did.
really weird.
all of
Yeah.
a sudden you
That's
all of a sudden
super
you got
weird. What
jaundice.
just happened? Okay, there we go. That's super strange. I think I might have touched the bottom of it because it has like a tap thing on my. Okay, that's super weird. Okay, so I have a danger dog,
Ooh,
like a little resin one. I have an evil ghosty resin from Evil
nice.
Ghosty.
That's cool.
I have a little waffle from Leftover Toys. And then I have this really cool polystone flower from Owlberry Lane.
Oh, that's dope. How'd you get that?
Yeah, I had a whole art. I've had all these for so long.
Oh, I like that.
All of the things that I thought I was gonna bring like to Decon last year for customs, and then I was like, pivot. I'm gonna bring bullies to like start that to be like seen more. They're hopefully all of them. They're gonna come with me to 5 points.
L5 pointers. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you pick.
I want to see that Alberry Lane.
Cool. Okay. Oh, and I
That's
also
cool.
started this the snail from Ghost Fox. So like you can't, it's hard to see, but I stained the inside with like a
Oh no, you can see
light.
it.
Oh, you could see it. Cool. I stained it with like a light like aqua color by mixing. Now I can't remember what I mixed, but I mixed that with ink. I mixed some kind of clear medium. And then I put like hollow flake paint in it that dries clear also, and then I kind of just like shook it up and just let it drip out.
That turned out cool.
So I took this part off. I cut this off on the bottom, and I'm gonna sculpt little mushrooms, and it's gonna go in here. So it'll be like it'll go in the actual snail, and then this part is gonna be a snow globe.
Oh, nice.
And then I did the base of it with a hollow foil. So then when you look through it, it already has like a shimmery thing going on. Yeah. So I guess I did more than I thought.
Right. Oh.
I was like, I didn't do shit this week.
I feel you.
I planted. And then I'm like, wait, I did stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Ooh, I know what I do. Yeah. Dylan said that he's the only one who's not gambling.
Good man, Dylan. Keep being good at math.
You should play craps because it's my birthday. Not now. Today's not my birthday. Craps is my birthday. I was like, wait, I should be very specific. Today is not my birthday.
Keep being good at math, Dylan. That's why I don't gamble. Like I was at the Make-A-Wish ball a couple weeks ago, and and it was at a casino, which was crazy because I mean, like, it's at a casino because for whatever reason it's there, and you know you're watching donors give away or buy stuff, and just a trip. Like you're watching people spend so much money, you think they were buying a Supreme Court justice, and too soon.
Rick.
No, I walked away to grab my little palette, and I was just like, I'm hearing you, and I'm just like, I'm like this, and I'm like, he can't see my face. I'm fucking. Oh God.
Roy Wood Jr. made the best joke about that at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and nobody should ever forget it. So, like,
I need to look up those jokes because they're always so good.
Really, but yeah, it should never ever be forgotten. So then, and that's my preachy preach for the night.
That's his nice way of saying like to go back when this is done and look it up when we're done because YouTube will tell you to do other stuff.
Fuck yeah, go watch it, and then just see how close Roy Wood got to. Yeah. Like I told Alicia, like the end part of it, and she's like, "You realize what you're saying?" I'm like, "Yes, it's what he's fucking said." He went all the way to the tip and didn't cross over, which I was kind of impressed with.
That's cool. I like it when people can like bring it to the edge and just not like fuck it up.
It's like, if you know, you know. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was really good. But I'm a big fan of Roy Wood Jr., so I'm going to cut him a lot of leeway on his joke telling.
Him and Jeremy Kepler are my favorite fucking people ever on that show.
Yeah. Like Roy Wood had this hilarious bit about the Black History Museum, and it's so good. It's like, he talking about how he was there and he had a white person as a tour guide. And it's so fucking good. Black History, African American History Museum. And it's so fucking good.
Did you know that the Daily Show came to my town, my hometown, when I was in middle school, and they went to my high school to talk about how my high school was not allowing anybody that's not seniors to drive to high school anymore. And one of my friends, Jamie, I'm going to say his whole name here, Jamie fucking Khalifa. I love you, bitch. He was getting interviewed by Rob Corddry about why like it sucks to take the bus, and Rob Corddry he did a bus ride with he did like an actual like drive with some woman who had, or some kid, it was woman now, but some kid then who like was driving like a Jag. And he was saying like poor Greenwich, Connecticut, where you have to get by a measly high six-figure salary a year, and that's back then. So it was obviously like a spoof on like poor privileged white children, and right. I always find it fucking hilarious that happened in my town with somebody I know. I was like, dude, I was like, my fucking God. And Jamie's not even rich. That's why it was fucking hilarious. I was like, what on earth? I thought that shit was hysterical. And I have to find it one day because it was called like Greenwich or Bust. Like BUSSED. And I was like, so dumb. Oh my God. I need to watch. I have to find it.
Nice.
That was back in the good old days of like, John.
Oh, come on. Trevor Noah did a fantastic job.
Oh, hell yeah. I still just meant good old, like the good old days.
The good old days of the second host. Right on.
Do you remember the show The Soup? With Joe McHale? Yeah.
They would do clip shows and shit? Yes.
And before it was Joe McHale, it used to be Aisha Taylor.
Okay.
And I used to watch that shit so much when I was younger. And then Joe McHale started it. and then he went to like community and all that, and I was like, this guy's fucking brilliant. He's been sitting, but he's been on the wrong show the whole time. And it's like Jon Stewart, you know, like he was great obviously on the Daily Show, but then he started doing these hard hitting shit, and I was like, John, we've needed you to do that migrate. We needed that migration. You did, like, he kills it.
Right on.
Where did I put my paint water?
All right. So. All right. So we got. Sorry, y'all. You get as close up with Salvador Dali. All right. Could be worse.
It could be worse. Where did I put my paint water?
All right. So
What?
as of right now, I am painting a hammer hood by 1000, produced by our good buddies at Martian Toys.
Yay!
Yay. And this would be the second hammer hood that I've painted. And, you know, like, if I had been a little more prompt in my upkeep on taking of YouTubery, I would have done an unboxing of this on my other channel. I might do a toy review of this, but I really like it. Like, of course, 1000's got his own damn channel and has done his own review of his own toy. I guess it doesn't help to have like an outside perspective, but
Yeah.
no, I dig this toy. It's got a lot of cool parts to it. It's got some interesting engineering. I don't want to say issues, but it's got some interesting engineering choices. And I think I talked about it on the show where like they put sockets where I wouldn't put a socket, and you just put a peg and glue it in, but it makes taking it apart really nice, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out about how to put it back in or put it back together. But yeah, I dig this toy. It's a pretty.
He's such a good artist.
It's pretty decent, pretty good platform. It translates really well. It translated really well to a vinyl toy. Yeah, and actually, this has the color of the month on it too. I didn't really want to be like, this is my submission for it because it's not fucking done. So I'm like, why?
Well, neither is the other one.
The heart is done. The
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Sorry, I was being a bitch.
The
Sorry.
King Corpse is not. King Corpse is going to get finished tonight, whether or not I do it here or afterwards. Like, it sat around for a week, just looking at me, going like, "Hello, you put me past the shitty phase. When are you going to do anything else with me?" I'm like, I don't know, King Corpse. When are you going to start talking to me and make it worth my while?
Rick.
So I was like, all right.
I don't know, King Corpse.
I don't know, King Corpse. What's in it for me? So, what do I do?
A finished piece that gets you money.
I was like, money to go to 5 points. Like, oh, all right.
And see your friends.
Yeah. All right. So
And
I'm bringing the booth stuff with me, right? The booth setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. I'm making sure to make sure what I'm packing, and I'll probably start a packing list tonight. Like,
if you need to ship anything here, let me know.
I might send some floor tiles. I haven't decided whether or not I actually want to have flooring, and that's really like the
like the squishy like puzzle piece tile.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Do it, please.
So like, I might bring some. I'll send you a layout of what I'm thinking of in the next day or two. I was expecting to do some stuff tomorrow that just kind of like, I don't want to say superfluous, but not really pressing tomorrow. But I screwed up on an Amazon order, and now I have to fix it. So I because we were doing a party on Memorial Day weekend, I ordered chairs for it. Parties at Alicia Spoke's place, and I ordered chairs for it, and they were supposed to get delivered there. And apparently, I didn't change the address, so they got delivered here. So I have 25
No.
chair. So I have 25 chairs sitting around downstairs, needing to be up in Wisconsin. So we were going to lay low for Mother's Day, and now we are taking a 2-hour trip up to her folks to deliver chairs so that we are good to go Memorial Day weekend. So I was like, like I am dead asleep, and Alicia's like, I need your help. Chairs are coming in. I'm like, what the fuck? This is,
And you're like, I fucked up.
I did, and I openly accept the idea that I fucked up. So, and you heard it here, not first, because, but yeah. So I didn't want to do anything tomorrow except like just plan for stuff and do stuff. And all of a sudden, like, oh, cool! I get to wish Alicia's mom Happy Mother's Day in person. Okay, not necessarily a
Yeah,
bad thing.
usually like, I mean, usually, how do I say this? I don't usually do anything Mother's Day, and I like not to talk to anybody, obviously. But like I'll go see her and stuff. But tomorrow I'm planning flowers with the kids,
Okay.
and I'm supposed to read the book that about like that like my mom and I used to like read all the time when I was a kid, and like her and I used to say the sayings to each other when we hang up the phone, all that stuff, like my whole life. Ooh, I love him.
Thank you.
And like I don't even know if I should bring the book and do that, because I'm like, I should not be an emotional basket case in front of the kids tomorrow. Like it is like my second week with them. Like let's
Yeah,
not
dude, don't do that. I think that would
And
be a poor choice.
yeah, and the book is perfect for Mother's Day. It's just really shitty. And
What, the Bible?
so they could do the Bible.
Oh, you have a
but
different book.
yeah, it's a different
Okay.
book.
I'm not trying to be
No.
a dick. I'm like, you're going to a church. You're reading the
No.
Bible. So
No. It's
the
a
book.
different book. It's a different
Oh,
book
okay.
that I was
Shit.
gonna bring and stuff. But we're gonna paint the flowers and paint the flowers. Jesus Christ, plant the flowers.
Well, you
So
can paint them red.
I love you. So tonight I'm gonna like when we're done with this, I'm gonna put the soil and the planters for them. So it's like the most minimal mess, because first of all, we're in a church. Second of all, it's Mother's Day, and I highly doubt that their mothers want to clean them up. So I'm gonna show them like how to do a little like the little circle. Like to make I always call it like, make a little rabbit hole and plant the flower. So like you just kind of make a circle, it pushes the dirt aside, and it makes enough room for the flower, and you put it in there after it comes out of the little container, and just push the other dirt on top of it, and look, now you have a present for your mom. And I was like, it's really convenient, this church is near the cemetery. Like I hate to laugh about it, because I was like,
convenience has its price.
yeah, I was like, I don't even really think that me going to like work is a good idea. And I was like, no, like it's you should try. And then I was like, oh shit, it's close. And it went from me being like boo to like, ooh, convenient. Why does it keep turning off on me? What is wrong with my thing? Okay.
You need to talk nicer to it. And then she left. Oh, there you go.
I'm just not going to do anything anymore, guys. I'm just going to not touch anything. I'm not going to do shit. Oh, God.
All right.
Why is it not letting me hear anything either? Everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god, everything is just like clap, clap.
Sorry, dude. I got to hold my breath to paint some lines. What I do for really cool shit. There we go. All right. So asymmetrical.
Ooh.
There we go. Excellent. Oh, opportunity lost.
Ooh.
Okay. And now, let's see what else we got going on here. News. Who's news?
How many pieces do you think you're going to be bringing?
Well, that's an interesting. That's interesting. I haven't really thought about it.
I'm so
It
scared
is
to know
because
what that
I really
meant.
haven't thought about it because I have. So I have to. My trip coming to Brooklyn is going to be way longer than my trip coming home because I have to go to Philly and pick up my show pieces. So, the stuff that went unsold for my show is going to go to Brooklyn with me. Plus,
Ah.
I just ordered a shit ton of stickers from um, to have as either separate or as sticker packs. I'm bringing prints that I have over there. I'm um, I am gonna have, I think, 70 little pop-ups the same size as that was in my diorama.
Okay.
So I have to clean those up Monday and just figure out some color schemes for them. So I am gonna have 70 little pop-ups. I think they'll go for $10 a pop.
You should blind box them.
Really?
If you
Okay.
have 70?
Yeah, I think I'll have 70. They're all 3D prints. Murky Smirks helped me out, and then somebody else helped me out with the printing. And then I am getting. Actually, I should have it by next week. I'm getting my Pup reprinted at about a 3.5 inch size. Because the one I've got now is what 5 inches, 6 inches, and
Yeah, I say blind box them.
yeah. So the one I have now is 5 inches. So I'm printing a 3.5 inch version, 3.5 inch version, and should be significantly smaller. And like I said last week, I found a local dude who's going to resin cast it for me. So we'll see if he can see how he does if and versus how much time I have. So I'm going to have it by this. I should have it by this Friday, and then I'll be cleaning it up and putting a new tail on it by Saturday or by that day. So by Saturday or Sunday, I'll give it to the dude, and then we'll see how long it takes for me to get some actual pieces of it, and if I have enough time between then and 5 points to actually have like some 3 inch versions over there. I know I am racing the clock on this one, so if I make it, great. If I don't, no big deal. But I would like to have it if I do. And then
You have way more than I do.
so what?
You have way more than I do.
So then, and that's pretty much all the new stuff. And I'll have at least one of the monsters painted up for the show too. It's like I always like to have like a big piece as they come to my yard piece. I don't know what else to call it, and because I'll have my big Fonioni from the show. That'll probably stand in the back of the booth, and then I'll have a bigger one in the front. So it'll probably be the Mad Monster in the front. I was thinking I'd do King Corpse, but my goal is to have that sold before 5 points. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I kind of look at it as like I already have my products already done because like not everything's sold for the show. And
Yeah.
it feels a little lazy to do it, but also like
It's not lazy.
all the sticker packs that I'm hoping to put in hands and stuff. Like I'm hoping that'll offset.
It's not lazy.
Hmm?
It's not lazy.
So like I ended up making a bunch of sticker designs this past week that were. So when on my drive to Philly for the show, I took a lot of notes on just like ideas along the way, and I was doing a lot of voice to text on the notes app. And so anytime I had an idea, just grabbing that and recording an idea into that. And I hadn't touched those notes since I got back until this week, and then like trying to decipher what what it thought I wanted to say versus what I actually meant was kind of weird. Like I should have reviewed that every night, and I didn't. And for
Part of me wants to know what it said.
And for the most part, it did a pretty good job. There are just a couple things where I'm like, "What in the hell?" But there's one time I know I was like looking too much at the phone, and I was like, "No, do this. No, do this." And every time I said no, I was like, "All right, this is my own verbal punctuation to say ignore whatever garbage you did type out. Pay attention to what's after the no." And so there's like a paragraph of it misinterpreting and then hearing no, do this, blah blah blah.
No.
No, do this, blah blah blah. So it was like it's kind of comedic but sad. So yeah, my own way of just like trying to make notes for myself, and like it was cool. Like I got some stuff that is going to go. I got a lot of stuff that's going to go with me to this event, and then I had stuff made to go with me to more local events, like stuff with just Minnesota based around Minnesota, because I discovered a while ago and just really not paid attention to it about how much Minnesotans love Minnesota. Like it's just like they fucking love Minnesota. It's like a Yankees fan loving the Yankees. But
Don't be mean.
I'm not. It's just that's the kind of fanaticism. And
Okay.
so it's cool. And yeah, so there's shit that's because of it. And that's I'm not being mean at all. I'm like, thanks, Minnesota, for having a love affair with Minnesota so that I can make a couple bucks off of being in Minnesota to show you how much I love you loving Minnesota.
I wonder how many artists think that about me and my love of the Yankees. Thank you for having your love of the Yankees so I can make money. Like Tokidoki, they love me every year at fucking New York Comic Con. And you know what? I think it's my love of New York in general because like every year at a New York Comic Con, if it's Statue of Liberty or it's something that's like in reference to like the Big Apple or baseball here, I'm like, I want it. Give it to me. I'll buy this. Like I have so many things from like My Plastic Heart and Tokidoki. I think like a Funko or two. Like I'm ridiculous. It's like whoever's got the exclusive that specifically panders to my like obsession with this, like my city, like yeah, give me.
And that's okay. There's no and that's okay. I don't like
Oh,
Like, I
yellow
can't-
taxi cab shit? Give me it. Subway stuff? Give me it.
like I can't like some of the stuff. Like I applied to be at an event in Hudson, Wisconsin, that is just the other side of Minnesota, and there's no way I'm taking the Minnesota stuff there because that it's just the Minnesota Wisconsin rivalry is just as bad as a New York New Jersey one.
I can imagine. Oh no, it's no. We don't. There's no rivalry. We just don't like them, and that's it. Which is the definition of a rival.
Right. Like, you want to see how much a society can hate each other? Watch a Packers Vikings game.
Oh, I've seen. I've
So,
seen it. It's
like that is when the Minnesota Nice does not live there. Just like,
could you imagine if somebody wore a cheesehead fucking like hat walking around Minnesota for no reason?
oh yeah, people do it all the time.
No.
That, Bobby, is what you call a troll.
I feel
hell, I
like there's no way to troll like each other for like here because like the stereotypes are kind of similar.
I just don't give a fuck. Like, if I had a Wisconsin, I'd say, "Oh yeah, try and badmouth Minnesota." And like, "Oh yeah, how safe do your LGBTQ family friends and family feel about being in Wisconsin? Is they're totally safe in Minnesota?
Wait.
How legal is weed in your state? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just fucking kick them. I'm sorry, our governor. So our
you
governor
should be like, I'm not even from here. I'm from Texas.
Yeah, and it's way more enlightened than I ever imagined Texas could be. Like, it's crazy. So like Minnesota in the past 4 or 5 months has done something kind of very progressive. But so we have a Democratic controlled Congress, House and Senate, and a Democratic mayor or governor. And our governor passed an executive order a while ago, and he did this because he knew legislation was on the way, but he wanted to get ahead of other states.
Nice.
So he passed this legislation that pretty much said, like, if you're LGBT, we're an LGBTQ friendly state. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you feel, and any outside state persecution, we will not honor extradition for any like.
Oh yay!
Yeah, so I'm kind of stumbling through this because legalese.
It's a
safe state.
It's a safe state. Yeah.
Yeah. So he made this as an executive order, and just to get ahead of like Florida and what other fascist mentalities are out there, and as soon as the state legislators approved it in their separate chambers, he signed it into law. But he did the executive order knowing that it was going to be on his desk anyway. He just wanted to get in front of it to make
that's cool.
People feel safe and secure, and I appreciate that. Like, it's the
I like that.
So yeah, you have some sides of Minnesota that are like, oh, he's got his head up his ass. Like, God damn it, dude! Like, the whole point of government,
the hardest eye roll I could possibly do right now.
It's like the whole point of government is you sacrifice some rights or some liberties for your rights, and welcome to this. But like, you should not be afraid that the government's going to take them away without you wanting to sacrifice whatever your right or liberties you have to have your rights. So like trying to kick down and persecute people is not a liberty.
No. Don't get me into Florida now, because I will.
As I dust off my 25-year-old high school government notes. But yeah, so our governor's being pretty damn cool about certain things, and
I like that. Oh my God, what is
so
going on with this?
So, yeah, and he, of course, our governor did say that. Oh, as soon as legalization for weed comes on his desk, he'll sign it. No idea. Like it passed both chambers, and now it's back in committee. So, if it gets legalized, the dispensaries that are already set up for medical marijuana have a leg up because they already have all the procedures in place. But anybody who wants to start up a dispensary from right now is probably going to be like a year behind. So, not to say it's a black market, but you have a black market window for people who are wanting to just enjoy to the maximum.
I can't wait until I have my plants bigger and some neighborhood Karen calls the cops on me, and I'll be like, "It's legal for me, bitch."
Right. And like
I've been waiting for it. I've been like sitting here, like every time I go outside and I see them getting bigger, and I'm like, okay, they gotta go into like their like micro.
People know that people aren't gonna fucking call the cops on you because they fucking know. Like they do.
Okay, so when people say to me, "You don't live in," listen. When people say to me, like, "You don't live in New York, you live in Connecticut," I'm like, I literally live like a literal stone throw from the "Welcome to New York" sign. Like,
right.
if you could roll me down the hill, because I'm not walking. We're at 95 South. I do not. I don't care what, like, I know where I strategically live in terms of geography, but I am not Connecticut in any way, shape, or form. And like this town, if you live anywhere past the train tracks that are that like are actually like over there, like near the Greenwich train station, like the area between the Greenwich train station and the Portchester, New York station, right? That is where normal people live. And, and I know for a fact some weird bitch would come around here from whatever fucking authority of something or something another and be like, like, this is such a bougie ass town with such stuck up people.
You don't think this bougie ass town does pot?
Huh?
You don't think that bougie ass town does pot?
No, of course they do. No, they also do cocaine, mostly because they have money. It's really true. It's but like it's just so people are such bitches here. Okay, here's an example of how bitchy they are here, right? I wanted to paint a mural in a fucking tunnel that is like a walking tunnel for the train tracks. Hold on, the light went on near my house, and I want to see what animals near my stuff. Okay, because my plants are out there, and I keep seeing
the Mad Hatters police state. Congratulations, you're now made to be safer.
Because I'm out here looking to see what animals eat in my plants, and so I wanted to do a mural, right? And they were like, "We don't want fucking graffiti in this town. What is this, Little Harlem?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, first of all, have you ever been to Harlem to even like what? We don't know. We don't live.
Dude,
like,
I love the Globetrotters.
I love Harlem, and it's just like, have you ever been there to like say that? And I'm talking about
Globetrotters.
Like,
no, dude. Like I've only been to Brooklyn.
You should see them. They're fucking hilarious.
That was pretty much like one of the few childhood wants that I never did get. I wanted to see them when I was a kid so bad.
Oh my god, we should
They
go.
came to El Paso once, and all I could do was like whistle that tune poorly, and just like, yeah, like I love watching them on Scooby Doo, like, and on Gilligan's Island and everywhere. I love the Harlem Globetrotters.
I only went once. My dad took
Did you know
me, but
Kareem
I only went-
Abdul-Jabbar had the chance to be a Harlem Globetrotter,
No shit.
and he chose to do whatever
Basketball?
the fuck he's doing. No,
He's old as shit.
no, but before he went to be a
And I think
pro
he
player, he had
answered.
in his younger years, he had an opportunity to be a Harlem Globetrotter, and
I'm just gonna say he made
he
the right
chose to go
decision.
pro.
Yeah, he made the good call. So so the tunnel is not even owned by this town, mind you. It's owned by the state because of it being part of the train. And my ass was like, it was a stupid Facebook group for the town, and I instantly stopped using it because I was like, oh, this is how the people act in here, fuck that. And like, you know, people were saying like, oh, it's graffiti, you're tainting the kids, and I was like, what are you talking about? So like, I clearly defined what. Well, I put the definitions. Some of them were kind of young. Like one of the person who said Little Harlem is a year older than me, and I used to go to high school with him, and I was like, Constantine, shut the fuck up. So like the tunnel is all lit up. Like it's not lit up; they're lighting it up. But I wanted to put like a little neighborhood thing in there, and people were like, no. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call the state because it's not like you have any say in it or this town. And they did not like that. I was like, Jesus Christ. So they put a mural near my high school. And this was like a huge thing where people the town committee had to vote on it. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. This town's ridiculous. And there were so many people in like the comment section saying like, the mural has nothing to do with the high school. Why is it even there? I'm like, so mural should only have something to do with the location of it. And it was like it was a mural based on pollination, like to help, promote pollination and like teach about it. And it's like, so should we move that? Should we move that to the Arboretum only? Like, should we go make sure that's somewhere that no one see it? Because that's like deep in like the back part of town. The people here are wild. So there's just one house. There's just one house that has like, and it's had it for years. I'll take a picture and I'll post it in our group. Okay. They have a wall in their driveway that they painted a mural on, and it's all Disney characters, and it has like the 7 doors, and it's been there since I was little, and it's just like people know it as the Disney house, and it's the coolest, cutest thing ever. And all I could think is, no one has a problem with that, and you're going to complain about me putting like flowers and sunshine and shit in a walking tunnel so people don't fucking like kill themselves while they're walking.
Have you remind me to make you an admin for Paint Club, because I had to make posting approved by admins thanks to some spam bots. Like I got hit with the deluge for 2 weeks about like all the stupid ass memes about people being dead celebrities who actually aren't dead, and I was just like, I found my own little table while everyone else is gambling. Hey, all right, good job.
Your own table to gamble, or your own table to watch us? And are you watching on your phone, or were you?
No, he's at a table with booze in one hand, headphones in head, and looking at his little rectangle, and I appreciate that. This is what I imagine. I have no.
Are you going to be home? Are you going home tomorrow, Dylan?
This is what I imagine Dylan doing, and I don't know Dylan. And maybe, hopefully I see you at 5 points, and I actually put a face to the name.
You know what? If we could get him to go to New York, that'll be the farthest he would have ever traveled for my shows.
There you go. I just imagine he's got his little glowing rectangle out. He's got his headphones in. He's got a boozy booze drink over here. I hope it's a good boozy booze drink. And he's just like Yep, there, the fire's all burning around, which being the casino, and he's just like, keep making funny man. And yeah.
So Dylan knows nothing about art. I'm not even talking shit. This is me being nice. Dylan knows nothing about art. He has no interest in our toy world, I would think. And he started watching this because my mom and his mom were friends when they were little. His uncle and my dad were friends. We've known each other since like only a few years ago, which is wild. And
yet he's our number one viewer, and
he
it.
always watches, and I think it's so awesome. And that's why he's like, "Why do you always give me shit?" And I'm like, "Because you're like my little brother, and if I don't, then what else do I have in this world?"
I'd do that too, but you need a
Right?
little card display that just says "Introvert Island" on it, and just be like, "Oh, yeah, keep the booze flowing, but leave me a fuck alone."
Oh my god. Hi, I'm not here for what we're here for.
Exactly.
What if someone gave you money? What if someone came up to you right now and was like, "Here's $100 to go gamble"? Would you do it?
I'd gamble on whether another burger fits in me.
Right? Just start walking to the restaurants. Especially the casino he's at. They have like all of like the celebrity things.
I was in Vegas like 7 years ago, and it was so fucking weird. They gave me a gambling voucher, and I won some money on a arcade slot machine and or digital slot machine. I don't know what the fuck. And so it spit out a little receipt, and I'm like, okay. And so like I had to ask a server, like I don't know what the fuck they are in cold, and I'm like, hey, what do I do with this? And she, oh, you cash it in. Okay, what do I do with it? And she, oh, you have to go over there. Okay, and there's like, so give the little receipt to a person, and they gave me money. I'm like, oh, great.
I love that. My dad is weirdly good at blackjack.
And they gave me free drinks because it's like you walk around. They give like I was at the MGM Grand, and yeah, you get you know that I got to drink for free, and I got paid like $40 to drink for free, and I'm like, what the hell? And yeah, like I don't know, I don't get it. Like I'm sure like there's an enjoyment there and there's a risk. Like so on Wednesdays, rewind just a second. During the pandemic, I made friends with a photographer, local photographer, Jason, and we became friends. And on
That's cool.
one time while he was helping me with some pictures, he's like, he invited me to get steaks on a Wednesday night, and apparently Wednesday nights he and whatever members of his circle of friends get together at this one particular bar, and they will have drinks and steaks. Because Wednesday is the steak special, okay, and and it's a revolving door of who shows up, and I show up, and it's cool. Like you get to just I've met some interesting folks, and Jason drinks to they all drink. I don't, because the bar is about 25 minutes away, and there's no fucking way I'm drinking. I don't do a lot of drinking and driving nowadays. And oh, there it is.
Brush tap for that one. Thank you.
And
that's a mental error 5. Sorry.
Right. Oh, no, I'm thrown off because I found a I found a hood, a drawstring for a Raw Man that that thing's long gone. Anyway,
Oh,
so
Jesus.
yeah, so we get together and we shoot the shit. I watch them drink. We eat, and a couple hours goes by, and I go home. But the bar also sells pull tabs. Okay, do you know what a pull tab is? Okay,
Mm.
it's a trap. So
Okay, okay, General.
what it's
Admiral,
gambling.
sorry.
All right, so it's this like you buy this little card that has 3 perforated slots in it, or 3 perforated tabs. You pull each one back to reveal a series of 3 pictures per slot. Okay, and if
Okay.
you match stuff, you win a prize, a cash prize, and you can buy $1, $2, and $5 and $10 pull tabs. And I have participated in pull tabs just a handful of times. I think in my 18 years here, I've spent $20.
Not me
$20.
Googling pull tabs.
And one time, one of his buddies was like, "Hey, you're gonna play those?" I'm like, "No, good, dude. I'm good at math." And he's just like, I've taken that line from one of my buddies because it's too good. And so every once in a while, and they'll buy piles of these things, whether or not they're the $2 or $10, $2 or dollar ones. And I was like making a parody of the situation, and they're like, "Oh, you never know, blah blah blah. You never know.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, now I see
You
it.
never know." And I said, "If you're playing, you get to drink for free. There you go." And I said, and Jason's like, "Well, if I hit it big, you never know." And they do, like, whoever buys in for the pile of pull tabs, they'll split the winnings, right? But more often than not, they win like $5-10, and they just put it into more pull tabs. All right, it's a wish machine, and so like this one particular night, I'm like, "Oh, here's what's going to happen if Jason should ever hit it big. He's just going to be like, guys, dinner's on me." And he's just nodding, and he's agreeing with everything that I'm saying out of politeness, but he also knows there's a ring of truth, and he's being very good spirited about it. And then about 20 minutes later, he pulls $1,000.
Shut the fuck up.
And
no way.
and he took a picture of it, shared it on his Facebook, and he was very paranoid about making it from our table to go cash it in. And he pulls it, he wins it, he goes, see, Rick's right, dinner's on me tonight. Cool, my $15 steak. I'm so bored right here, right now. I'm already full, but I do. Nice. So yeah. But then he's like, "Oh, you see, I need some money." And my first question was, "How much have you spent up until today to make that $1,000?" And he said, his response is beautiful. "We don't talk about how much it cost to get here. We're just happy in our victory." I'm like, okay.
Nice.
All right. And
what mentality. Yeah. Also, do Pepe's, Dylan. Rick doesn't know the reference. Do Pepe's. If you're up there, do fucking Pepe's. Nobody needs.
Yeah, I wouldn't give Chick-fil-A money. I wouldn't dare give Chick-fil-A.
Pepe's is considered the country's best pizza according to many magazines, and right. I don't agree. But
does Pepe's support limiting women's rights?
No.
Or limiting reproductive rights? Then do Pepe's.
Pepe's is brick oven, dope old pizza.
Oh, I love brick oven pizza.
Old school pizza.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah.
If you ever come to Connecticut, we'll go.
Okay.
If you ever come here,
I'll never support Chick-fil-A, nor Schwann's.
Oh no, I don't. I've never actually had Chick-fil-A because of
when I was a kid,
similar agreement.
I loved their waffle fries. I liked their sandwiches, and their Polynesian sauce was just pure sugary gold. But once I learned what they stand for, no,
You're like, bye.
I was like, can't support Schwann's. I don't want to put money into Tucker Carlson's pocket.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah, Swanson. That's right. Oh my God,
Not
that's
Swanson,
right.
Schwann's.
No, but
Yep.
he's a Swanson. He's
I thought it
he's
was
one of the
Schwann's.
Swanson. So if you've ever seen the what's her name? Oh God, Desi. When Desi was the host on the Daily Show during like that rotation week where like everyone was the host. When Desi did it, she was talking about, you know, Tucker Carlson's downfall, quote unquote. She every time she would say his name, because he has, hold on, I gotta read you his name. It is ridiculous, and it's almost as ridiculous as the Crown Prince of fucking Saudi Arabia's name. And I shouldn't say ridiculous. It's not. I shouldn't say ridiculous because that's not nice. Tucker Carlson's is ridiculous. The Crown Prince is not, because that's cultural, but it's very long, so it's one of those things.
Okay.
Because
Way to
they go
backtrack
by.
your statement. Nice
Yeah,
job.
well,
done.
because I realized that sounded really fucked, and I was like, "That's not what I mean." It's just like it's very long,
Right.
so it's like ridiculously long. Like, could you imagine having to write it? Type shit. That's like, what's his name? The new king of England. His name is fucking like 6 names long. Like it's, I cannot fathom having a name that's like that. So what? Oh God, what's his? Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson. Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson, and they're all last names basically. Like, because Swanson is from his Swanson family roots or whatever. I don't know where McNear is from, but I can't imagine that's actually like your middle name. I mean, I guess it could be, but no, his mom was Lisa McNear. There you go. And then so it's literally like all last names. It's 3 fucking last names, and it's when you say it together, it just sounds really funny, I guess. Well, and because you know who he is, so like every time she said it, she changed what the names were and in the middle, and then would say Carlson, and it was always like Tucker, like waffle fry, like, you know, because you said it, Tucker waffle fry Carlson. It was just like random fucking words, and every like you didn't notice it at first, and then you noticed it because it got more and more ridiculous each time she would say his name. Every time someone says his name now, all I picture is that skit where she's sitting there just calling him random fucking names, and I'm like, I can't even handle like. Honestly, I'd rather have that image of him than what. Like she would pull up his face where he looks like all confused, and he's just like, and he's like, like face. And I'm like, I can't deal with this. I can't.
On?
We are breaking a lot of rules tonight about not talking.
Yes.
No talk about politics. Whoops.
Okay, I'm
sorry.
wrong. I thought Tucker Carlson had ownership of Schwann's.
No, it's Swanson.
Yes, but I thought Swanson owned Schwann's.
Well, now you can have Schwann's again.
Well, I don't have to. There you go. Cool. All right. You heard it here first at 9:20 on the mid-May show. I was wrong. Cool. I accept it.
Dylan, it's not a fact fuck. Okay, so back to like gambling stuff, because this was a great topic. I used to always say I never gambled. Like, you know, that's not me. Like I did it one time when I was 21, and that's it. And then I realized that growing up, my grandmother, my nonna, used to buy me so many fucking scratch offs. like ridiculous amount of dollar scratch offs, like just to make me feel cool, like what she was doing, because she used to go to where Dylan is right now on a bus with the seniors. Fucking hilarious. And she would do slots like crazy and come home with like a bucket of quarters. because back in the day, you didn't really like, especially older people, they didn't trust the cashing machines. They fucking sat there, put those quarters in the sleeves, went to the bank.
Sorry.
And she would buy me all these scratch offs, and my dad and I would play Keno at the fucking pizza place. And I'm sitting there so high on my horse, like I never really gambled. And I'm like, dude, I did my entire childhood. Holy shit. Like what terrible things to have me do. But I did a few things like just to do it. Like on my 18th birthday, I bought a scratch off legally, you know, and I won $50. And I was like, look at that. And then when I was 21, I went to where Dylan is for a concert. No, for a wrestling pay-per-view. Nah, just a wrestling thing. And I was like, you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to gamble for the first time legally too. And I went to Vegas to work, never gambled there, missed opportunity. I always like to just do like, even if it's like a quarter or a penny slot, whatever, just like say I did it. Like, oh, look, yeah, I gambled in Vegas. It was a penny.
Yeah.
And I didn't win anything when I went on the slots for my 21st. And I was like, I don't trust luck. Then my dad over here is Mr. fucking like Rain Man and counting cards and shit. Not literally. He doesn't literally count cards, but he's so good at like blackjack that it makes me nervous. Like I wonder, like, does he secretly know how and he just doesn't tell me? Because I wouldn't doubt that. Like with him, I wouldn't doubt that.
There you go. All right.
Where Dylan is right now, it's like the biggest casino in the state. It's also like one of the best on the entire like East Coast, and it's considered, I think, like if not the best.
See that all right? You see that all right?
Ooh, yeah, I love that.
I'm cradling it in my lap because like it's so big I can't put it on the table, but I can give a little perspective on the camera.
Ooh,
And then I get the fan blowing on my feet. I'm like
I would
painting
not
off camera, and it's like, what is he doing? I'm painting off camera.
I would not like fanning on my feet.
Well, I'm fucking hot. I'm gonna take the fan where I can get it.
Hi, Plastic Pizza. I was literally
Hey.
about to say that I'm gonna be with Plastic Pizza on their pop shop for 5 points because I said that I wanted to invade them so badly for one of them one day.
Cool.
So Jordan and I can have a competition of who's gonna be louder.
All right. So what I'd also like to do for 5 points is also, so I want to be promotion heavy, like just, so I would like to, I think I'd like to have like a sign up sheet and get potential guests signed up for future episodes of Paint Club. Then,
Ooh.
and you know, if you're a creator, get creators on, critics, collectors, whatever, and whatnot. Take feedback on site about perspectives for the show. Yeah, and
Let's do it.
so yeah, let's. I'm seeing like multiple people chit chat and whatnot. I figured out how to comment. I had to download the app. There's an app for this?
No, they don't have Melon.
They're talking about on Facebook. Or not on Facebook, on YouTube.
On YouTube. Okay. So like, and really I would, yeah. And so yeah. So thanks for coming on. So I can like seeing extra people pop in. It just makes me like helps reinforce the idea that we should be doing this. So yeah, like I'm gonna have extra like flyers for the show at 5 points to promote it, see about getting people signed up. Target goal is to have at least 10 people signed up for potential guest spots, and that would, let's see, three guests per month. I mean,
That's
like,
every week.
it could be every week, but it would be like enough guests to have for the rest of the year. And so yeah, that's a big hope. So we'll see if that works.
Just let me know who I have to strangle to get them to come over to our table to
Well, we
do
could
that.
have a friendly competition between us, which one can get 5 first. So like,
Richard. Well, look, plastic pizza's already won. Who gets
Well,
to
all
claim them?
well, shoot me a DM on Instagram, Plastic Pizza, and let's talk about getting you on before 5 points. How's that?
They're also having a pride show, so that would be really cool.
That is
about.
cool. Everybody can be proud. So
Yeah.
shows to be proud of.
So I love Plastic Pizza so much that they're also housing toys here for
Okay, Plastic Pizza, forgive me because I have a very short memory. Have we met before?
Probably at Decon for like a second.
Probably at Decon for a second.
Maybe.
So like,
because neither of them really left their booth, but other people from their little like group.
Well, both of us left our booth a lot. So yeah, just shoot me a message on Instagram so we can just figure out if you want to come on next week or the first week of June, because we take we only do 3 shows a month. So because of that, we have one more in May, and we only have one for June before I take off to come to 5 points. So we can figure out which one of those 2 dates would be, and we'll act on it.
Yeah.
Just like, it was funny last night on Booze and Buddies. Fed had made a comment about smoking pot, not being able to do it at work, and I was like, I do.
Such a dumbass.
I can do that at work.
Now.
And he fucking Fed sees of all the comments I made that night before I got into the actual chat. That's the one Fed sees, and he's like, he sees it, he reads it, and he goes, "Wait, don't you work for a school?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I'm self-employed now." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'd do that if I were self-employed too." But I was like, "Oh." Fed's response was so fucking good. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, like, I'd be escorted out of the building." I'd be escorted out of the building with a pair of handcuffs on.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, the cops would be there. Are you crazy?
Yeah, I had a teacher get escorted out once because she was drunk on the job.
Oh dear God!
So
I wouldn't doubt
that was a fucking great year.
If that doesn't tell them how big their stress levels are with the teachers, I don't know what does.
I'm like, man, answering questions for admin because of that. Yeah, what a great fucking year that was.
Oh my God.
But on the plus side, I did get to see truly how good our staff could actually be. Because even though we had like 35 days of substitute teachers, we ended up getting a really cool, our principal convinced a different teacher to come in and take control of our classroom, and she did a fantastic job with the amount of time that she had and the resources that we had. I think she did great. We were hanging around in April during in the month of April. She didn't come into our room until after Valentine's Day, and we were sitting around one day, and she said, "Mr. S, I don't think I'm making any impact whatsoever while I'm in here." And I said, "Are you kidding?" Yeah, she was pretty down on herself, and I said, "Are you kidding? This is what November should feel like." And she's like, "What?" said, yeah, you just came in. If we consider like your introduction as the beginning of the school year, this is what November would feel like. And there's all kinds of, and we normally see all kinds of progress by November. You either, and it's the make or break time where it's like, how much progress is a kid going to do? Because by November you only have one break, all right. So the big fear is at Christmas time you would have like whatever accomplishments you had because of all the drilled in routines. That might go away during the Christmas break or the holiday break, and so November is kind of a measure, a litmus test or a measuring stick of like how much progress the kids are making. So I was like, "Are you kidding? This feels like November. Like we already can see changes in some of the kids' behaviors and stuff, and just like the consistency of her work ethic." And next day, she brought me in a coffee because she appreciated the kind words and the perspective.
Aww.
So bonus,
Baby
um,
Rick.
yeah, you know. But
You're
like,
such a sweetheart.
oh my gosh, that was a great, yeah. And so this nice lady who came in to help us had a pretty good job as a learning disabilities teacher. And our principal managed to convince her to stop what she was doing and come in and work on an autism room, even though she didn't have an autism license. But our principal managed to make it happen. All right, but her spot got shuffled to a teacher that had just retired from the LD department, and and one of the reasons it took so long to make this switcheroo is this retired teacher had been asked, "Hey, would you like to come in and do this for us?" And she said, "Maybe."
Oh my god.
Which is what you should do. You shouldn't just be like, yes, of course. I have a very specific skill set, and you guys want me after I just retired." Kind of pushed out the door, but retired nonetheless. So she said no. Because she did not want to get paid substitute teacher rate, because she retired and she retired with a pretty decent pension because she worked for the district for X number for so long that she was making a ton of dough for a significant amount of money as a very seasoned teacher. So she said, "No, I want my rate when I retired." And it took weeks for that to get approved. But when she came back, I said, "Welcome back. Congratulations on your haggling skills." And I was like, "Good for you."
Hell yeah.
You know, like she knew her fucking value. She stuck with it. That's so good.
So, my Aunt Clara, God bless that woman, she retired after working like 40 years or 30 years with the same company, with Fawcett Publications, who put out Shazam many a moon ago.
Ooh, the Sinbad movie?
No, the comic.
Oh, okay.
Many a moon ago. And before DC bought it. And
oh, sure.
It was in Connecticut. It was in Greenwich, and she worked here, and she would walk there most days, which I thought was insane. And she retired like whenever they moved to New York City because she wasn't going to take the train. And then she decided to work at the town hall. I was like, oh my God, like for the love of Christ, you know, like most people don't retire then to like be like, you know what, give me another job. Only this fucking lady would fucking work until she's 80 just because she's bored.
Yeah. I mean, like, if this career path goes the way I'm hoping it will, I'll die working, and that's okay because I love what I'm doing.
Oh, I'd rather die working like this than work and retire, because this is what I
But-
would be doing retired.
And then like that same year, I got to see like what other staff was also made of too, because like not only did we see a staff member who had no license in autism step up to the plate and actually like go into a classroom. Apparently, we had another licensed autism teacher that was asked, "Hey, will you come work in this room?" And she said, "No, I can't handle this." Like, why the fuck did you go get your license to work in autism if you can't do
That's
if you didn't want to
confusing.
do the autism job? Well, because by the time she got her autism licensure, she had already been tenured, and she was just pretty much using it as like a reason to get a pay bump.
Oh,
And she was all
horror.
and then we found out how fucking
Excuse my
lazy.
language.
Nah, whatever. Then we found out how fucking lazy this person really, really is. And it's like, dude.
Oh my god. I hate people.
Like, no, people are great. It's just like you go in with the idea that people are
Some
great,
people.
and then you let them show you whether or not they should be separated from the herd and be shitty. like you give everybody a chance until they show you, hey, I'm
So
not
they
worth
prove you
your time.
wrong. Yep. That's so lame,
So-
though.
So like it's the old saying, you know, everybody has an asshole at work. And if you don't think you have one, you're probably it.
I was gonna say you're probably the one that everybody else thinks is the asshole. That's hilarious.
So like, yeah. With that mentality, I am my asshole at work.
Same.
And it was actually interesting. Sometime this week I ended up running, I think it was this week, I ran into somebody I used to work with at Target. And it was cute because like I walked past her. This was actually somebody that you know, always been friendly to. We've always known like what's up with each other and whatnot. And so I walked past her and Target, and then next thing you know, we're just hanging out in like the toilet paper section, talking about this, that, and the other. And she's like, well, and she's like telling me about how things are going at work. And then she's like, you know how it is. I'm like, yeah.
And that's why I'm
I
not
sure
there.
do. And when I told her, I was like, "Oh yeah, you know," because like nobody at at the school heard the whole story about me walking away. All right.
Oh.
So I said, "Do you want to hear the sermon or not?" And she said, "Oh, sure." And so she got to hear it. And when I got to one of the key parts about how much staffing we were not getting, she was like, "No shit." Like, yeah, dude.
She's like still like that.
And yeah, exactly. Because you know when I told our AP that I was leaving, he's like, "No, we're going to be hiring blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Well, not according to everybody else. According to everybody else, you may have interviewed 4, but 2 are going to go here. One is going to be in the autism program, and then the 4th person is going to probably be poached by another program." And he looked down at his shoes and said, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. So,
Don't piss on my, what is it? Piss on my feet and call it rain.
oh yeah, yeah.
Judge
God damn it,
Judy.
Eddie Dean would say that said that in the Dark Tower once. Yeah, piss in my hair and tell me it's raining or something like that. Yeah, but exactly, and so
Dylan, drink. I'm not answering the dumb question. Don't no.
at this point, I'm
absolutely
curious
not.
what Nicole's. Oh no! Oh Jesus! I've never had that happen before. What would Nicole's bachelorette party be? Oh,
No.
I can tell you that.
What?
Okay, so Nicole's dream bachelorette party. It would
Oh
be
God.
what? Well, let's see.
I'm
I imagine part of
I'm
Nicole's
scared.
dream bachelorette party would include going to one of the immersive Alice in Wonderland experiences.
Oh, that would be fun.
Ha ha!
I was gonna say a lot of sleep and no one bothering me.
I would say mushrooms too, but I don't know if you would.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
That's a little different than the other things.
so Nicole's ideal bachelorette party would be mushrooms and going to a
But only people who could take them and hang with me because I don't need to be a babysitter.
right. Well, no, that's what makes it yours. You get to experience it. Somebody else gets to be your fucking trip advisor. So there you go, Dylan.
I have been the babysitter before for these things that like for mushroom experiences, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. That is a good. See, I don't even know the answer, so thank you for answering it for me. Thank you for picking.
Oh, you're welcome. I one of my best friends when he got married, he had asked me to be his best man, and I took it to heart, and I figured out a good bachelor party that would not get us in trouble, and we ended up doing an escape room, and we had a blast. And all my buddies who went to this are except for one, love like the Legend of Zelda and that kind of puzzle style video game. And we had a blast.
That sounds like fun.
And I paid for the whole damn thing. That was my gift to him
You are a good best man.
It was pretty neat because like at the end of the night, one of my buddies who like lives out of town and came, he pulled me off to the side and said, "How much do I owe you for the puzzle room?" And I said, "Nothing." He, "What?" I said, yeah, this is my gift.
Oh, you are good.
And of course we ended up at an expensive restaurant, so everybody got to not worry about handling that cost. But he was the only one in that whole troop that had offered to pay for his part of the adventure.
The hell?
And I'm not calling my buddies out. Like I didn't tell them in advance that I was paying for it, but I did. But he was the only one who had offered to help offset the cost. So I was yeah, if you know.
I should just like fair warn anybody if there's a bachelor party or a bachelorette party where like there's drinking and stupid shit involved. I'm not going. I did it once and it was dumb.
We had a great time in the puzzle room, and like one of our people had actually gone and done this one, so she very much just sat off in the back to watch us do everything, and she had a good time watching us. It was a very odd, like nerdy voyeurism experience, but it was fun.
Oh my god!
It was funny because like one of our buddies who came with us and like it's like, yeah, I know he's a smart dude and he's a thinker, and we're trying to figure out something, and he like flips over this one prop to like look at it, and I'm like, what are you doing that for? He's like, well, there's printing on this side. I'm like, that ain't part of it. Boy, was I wrong.
The smart one
Like,
always comes in with something stupid.
As soon as he got the puzzle together, I was like, oh, I was wrong. Good job, man.
Oh, wait, did it have something to do with it? So it actually had something to do with it?
Yeah, it totally did.
That is fucking hilarious, Rick. Way to like be a douchebag to your friend for no reason.
Yeah. I admitted when I was wrong.
I went to one bachelorette party, like ever, one ever. So this should just be the forewarning to anybody who ever invites me to shit that it's not going to be fun. I'm not fun in that sense. And I went to this one bachelorette party, and after we went to this like drag show, which I loved, they were going to a club, and I was like, no thanks. And they were like, but it's the bachelorette party. I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, that's like when people say Thirsty Thursday and they're like, but it's Thirsty Thursday. I'm like, I don't know what that means. It literally, that's not, you people made that up.
It's
I'm
a
not doing
reason to get drunk and show off wieners. That's what a bachelorette party. Hey, Jennifer, how are you doing?
Jen came at the most interesting time. And
Talking about wieners or bachelorette parties?
no, because you said wiener, yeah. And so I had no interest in going to that, and
I'm pretty
they were
certain
all
Jennifer
like,
knows what a wiener is.
yeah, oh yes. And like they were the people like that I was with, they kept thinking like I was such a dick for not like wanting to go. And I like this is where the New York brain comes, because my ass just took off my shoes, put them in my purse, swapped them for flats that I brought, and started walking to Grand Central like, don't bother me, I'm going home. And like I just don't have interest in it, like the drunk part.
Right.
Everything else was fun, like the show.
We're not showing wieners. We can't. I don't need YouTube to boot another one of my videos.
Rick is the only one that has one also, so no, I don't want to do no.
I could flash pukas. I probably won't get
no voyeurism on YouTube.
For that, but yeah. Nope. Keep it safe and smart.
She said, doesn't mean I don't need to see.
Okay.
Oh, God.
We'll hold you to that, Jennifer.
No, we're not holding anybody to anything.
All right, so check that out. There we go.
Ooh. Jen's going to be at 5 points also.
Yes. Everybody come to 5 points. We'll all just fucking do fucking, I don't know.
We'll all do cocaine.
No.
No. I was just the way you were all like, we're all
gonna be there. It's exciting. That's cool, dude. Like,
Jen's also
cool.
in the Pride show.
Yes. No, it's cool because, like, all right, we're able to get together. We probably like if there's a creatives con, great. Some of us might get to go to that. Some of us might not. I would like to try this year if there's another creatives con. I would like to try and go. We'll see. But like Decon's come and gone, and that was inconvenient because it was a week before Thanksgiving. This upcoming Decon's going to be impossible. Like, no fucking way would I go to.
They done fucked us over.
There's no fucking way would I go to a convention the week before Christmas. Like, those who are going, yeah, that's rad. That's rad that Series 2 sold out.
Jen, you know Anthony Porizio bought like 17 or like 11 cases, some double-digit number at fucking Creatives Con to finish his thing. I thought that was insane.
2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Or yeah, about a week ago, I ended up doing so I sold some toys and stuff on Instagram on a Thursday night, and nice little fundraiser there. And I had found a case, a box of Series 1 in my studio. I bought it a while ago. I had opened up a few packages on this show. Actually, I stopped it when I opened up the one that had Catatomics in there. And
oh, that's right. We did like a package opener together. It was like 3 and 3, right?
And the plan was to open up some every episode, and I lost steam on that. And so I ended up selling it at retail price. I sold packs at retail price at this Thursday show, and somebody bought 18 packs from me.
I wish
They
I
wanted all
knew.
they wanted all 19, and I said okay. And then Jason wanted was like, oh, I missed on that. So the dude's like, hey, pull one out for Jason, and so that was very nice. But yeah, like in one night I sold all those cards. It was very nice. I appreciated the support while doing that bit, and yeah, it was pretty rad.
You're pretty red. Sorry.
And I filled out the affiliate application with the creatives, because like I think I could sell like a case or two worth of cards in the next few conventions here. I want to test out the waters, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
that'll be cool.
like I have no idea like how it'll fare here, but it feels like an an untried market. And that's what I told Aaron with some designer toys. I ended up scooping up um, or bringing home some toys to share at an upcoming convention here at the Art and Gift Expo that I did this past November, and then um, what? Then yesterday I got a call from that venue that wanted to see if I was interested in doing it again. I'm like, yes.
Ah,
So
yay!
yesterday was actually a pretty good day in terms of like conventions, because I found out I got accepted. Not only did I get invited back to the Art and Toy Expo one, I got accepted to a 1 day outdoor event in September. That's in a hoity-toity part of the metro, and the one that Alicia really wanted me to apply for, I ended up finding out I'm on the waiting list. Um,
Uh,
like, yeah, waiting lists are great, but a waiting list is better than a no. so
that's true.
so yeah, as much as I don't want to be like on the don't call us, we'll call you. Um, I'm happy to still be in the running. So, and that particular event is the week after 5 points. So,
Oh, jeez.
like, which is also like, I have stuff set up for that, but I also have stuff set up for 5 points, different types of things. Like the paintings I showed last week on Paint Club is pretty much geared for local art and craft fairs, and yeah, we'll see how it works. I've been modifying that methodology a bit, which I've been very pleased with how it goes, and yeah, it kind of feels like this weird. It's a cool way of doing it, of image making. I'm like, it feels halfway like painting and halfway like printmaking, and I'm pretty happy with that. It's like making monoprints. Yeah,
Ooh.
and I like monoprints. I like
Your major was printmaking, right?
Yep. So yeah, without having a printing press or a access to a screen printing lab, this is the next best way of having something with repeatable matrices. That isn't resin casting, because I'm not a resin caster. We're getting right up in that.
Oh my god, I gotta
Rick
get
doesn't
I gotta
resin
get
cast.
go I gotta get going on casting pebbles and the bullies. I'm not painting any of them for the convention. I was like, absolutely not. Nope. No one's
Are you
getting
gonna have any-
painted ones.
Are you going to have any of those pebbles for 5 points?
Yeah, the ones with the crown on it that I'm making
That's
because
cool.
she's the queen. But it's
We
called
have-
the Coney, like how it's like Biggie's the king of New York, so it's the Kony.
sure.
She's the Cony, the cat of New York.
Okay.
So it's the Coney pebbles, and it's a large one because the 3-inch one happened to fit the crown that I had.
Right
that I sculpted. Shouldn't say that I had because I made it. But before it got here, I was like, "Oh, sculpt a crown so you could get going like right away." And then the silicone I had, it leaked and the catalyst was bad. And Alumilite is amazing. They sent a new one already, and I put the crown on her, and I was like, "Oh my god, it fits!" Like fucking Cinderella.
Excellent.
Oh my god, we could have Puka and Pebbles together. Munin, sorry, Munin and Pebbles together.
We will.
Oh,
Are you kidding? I I don't know I don't know what I'd do if for a Puka toy or a Sharpay toy. That's beyond my thought process on a sculpt.
A little ruffly butt baby.
Anybody who's good at printing or sculpting wrinkly things wants to tackle a Puka concept. I'm listening.
Jen is good at sculpting things that have wrinkly thingies on it.
There you go. We'll talk at 5 points then.
Jen's in the comments. I bet before, I can imagine her typing right now, going, "Bitch, don't volunteer me."
Yeah, dude, she got enough on her plate.
I'm like, Jen. I stole Jen's hat by accident. She left it in my car, but I consider it
You stole her what?
Because her hat.
Oh, dude, I showed Jennifer's Viking profile picture off because I'm like, this is somebody who's got a positive outlook on what's going on in her life right now, and I totally approve of that embracing that. Like, good on you, Jen.
Fuck yeah.
My hat's off to you.
Fuck yeah.
Tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat. I used to watch The Repair Shop on Netflix, and when the Jay Blades, the shop foreman host type guy, whenever he was very impressed with things, he would very much take a step back and be like, "Mate, I'm tipping my hat off to you." We got rid of our Netflix. We got rid of Netflix a while ago. Yeah. No big loss.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't miss it.
I watch too much shit on that. Or listen to too much shit, I should say.
Oh, we started listening to, or Alicia found this, and I've gotten into listening it with her, just like the old timey radio time show shit. A show called, or a podcast called Ologies, and Ologies. So this lady who hosts, she interviews different experts on their ology. So like, one episode we listened to was all about man-eating plants, and then the next time it's about raccoons, and then it's like cephalopods, and it's just like any which way, and it's pretty interesting. Like,
Apology.
like I just need to, like, when we got in the habit of doing this, I was very much painting downstairs while we did this, and I've pretty much gotten into just sitting on the couch petting a dog and looking at my iPad. I should bring painting back to the table, you know.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty interesting listening to, like, and what I like about how this lady runs her show is that sometimes there's a side note that she needs to put on it, and it feels like she just pushes the pause button in how she does her show, and then she just leans into the microphone and goes, "Well, you know, this means this," or we meant to say it this way, but we went this route instead. And it's just like, it's cute, and
That is
I like
cute.
it. And it's like in the old sitcoms when, like, the lead would just stop and talk to the camera and just explain, like, whatever goofy shit's gonna happens. And
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, exactly. So I dig it. And yeah, so she has turned me on to 2 different podcasts. One is that, and the other one is You're Dead to Me, which she turned me on to before Decon, but You know, when we
That's a Netflix show.
when we a what?
That's a Netflix show. There's a
Okay.
show called You're Dead. You're Dead to Me.
Oh,
I-
I wonder if it's the same. Like we have this British guy who interviews or who talk. They pick out a topic, and you have a comedian and an expert, and the expert they'll talk about the topic. The comedian will make jokes. The expert will talk about what they're passionate about, and then near the end, the expert gets two uninterrupted minutes to just go hog wild of what we should know about whatever the subject is, and
Without jokes.
then they quiz the comedian on what the show was about.
Really?
Yeah, and they're very forgiving in their answers, and the host will very much lead the guest into the correct answer because it's not about embarrassing the comedian to see if they were paying attention. It's just to make sure, like, hey, all the I's are crossed and the T's are dotted, you know, and so it's cute. And we just listened to one on Leonardo da Vinci right before we went live here. It was a lot of fun. Sometimes I don't
Can
like to.
Can you send it to me?
Yes. Sometimes
Okay.
I don't like to take the quiz because admittedly I'm not paying that much attention. But today I wasn't paying a lot of attention, but I sure do know a lot about Leonardo da Vinci. So
Yeah, I know you do.
I got about a 70%, and I was pretty happy with that.
Ooh,
when
for
they
someone who
were
hasn't been in school in a few years.
Well, you know, they did cover some trivial shit that I'm like, well, I don't fucking know that. But when they got to some real trivial shit, I'm like, I fucking knew that before I sat down.
I could picture you yelling that too. I fucking knew it.
So, because they had this one question to the guy that was like, okay, so we're going to have a list of inventions. Which one did Leonardo da Vinci not invent? And so they were like, okay, so we have a parachute, a ballista, a tank, night vision goggles, or a helicopter. And I'm like, I know the answer.
What is it?
It was night vision goggles.
He invented the
Not
helicopter?
He did not invent night vision goggles.
He invented a helicopter?
Yeah, he designed a helicopter.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah, considering you had like water powered tools at the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy was ahead of his time.
Cool as hell.
And then like to discover, like I knew he didn't have a lot of finished paintings, but guess how many paintings are actually attributed to? I guess how many paintings they think he completed in his life.
400?
Way off.
I figured.
What?
I figured I was. Is it more or less?
Oh, that's a really high number.
Oh, okay. I thought in his life. Okay.
Yep.
60.
That's still really high.
Oh. 24.
That's still high.
No, it's really? Oh.
Yep.
15?
Still high.
7.
10.
Ah! Jason literally just said 7.
They attribute 10 paintings, and even then in certain circles
10.
that's still too high. So yeah, Leonardo da Vinci may have been a literal Renaissance man and had a lot of stuff, a lot of notes and a lot of things documented about him, but did not finish a lot of paintings. So
Look at
Yeah.
him. A little sneaky.
yeah, everybody should catch that episode. You're Dead to Me. And the nice one about this new Leonardo da Vinci one is they did it on a live audience, and they don't normally do that. So, and they did it
That's
in a theater
fun.
with an orchestra. So they had like whenever they had like something suspenseful or something, you had the tense music. What are you doing ASMR wise with? Oh.
Hmm.
Talking to the microphone too, Nicole. Stacking a brick. Inserting through the
Right? You start sitting here and go like slowly.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay.
I had to put the thing down because
Thanks, dude. You win a prize. I don't know what kind of prize you win, but you win a prize.
this is too stinky and I couldn't handle it for a little bit. I was like, okay, I have to wait. So the glitter paint that I have, the hollow paint that I have that makes it like super hollow. It's
What's a hollow paint?
It's like holographic paint.
Oh. Okay.
Like it has like glitter paint. It stinks. It
Have you ever
smells
used-
super crazy bad.
Have you ever used Golden's, Montana's spray holographic?
No, but now I want to.
I have a can of it. The instructions are crazy long. And, yeah.
The instructions are crazy wrong. I
Or
just like I need to say
right.
it.
Your normal spray paint says shake for a minute or two, spray this far away, good luck. That ain't this fucking paint.
What does that one say?
It talks about substrates, it talks about finishes, it talks
Oh dear God.
it covers a lot of bases, and I assume it's because it's a picky thing, and they have a very desired effect, and they don't want people to complain about their product. But yeah, it's not that I'm scared to use it. I'm like, all right, I bought this for one thing, and that stunt. Well, we'll find out. We'll explore and discover.
Find out next time on.
Yeah, probably. If the weather is cooperative, like the instructions seem finicky enough where I do not want to just carve out an hour in the finishing room at the makers and fuck around with that. It's like I could use that. I could use the reserved time there way more wisely than trying to experiment with a can of spray paint. Make sense?
It does. It does.
I don't use my time wisely all the time, but when I
Because you have
Well,
to pay
think
for
about-
your time, right?
sort of, but like you pay for your membership. The laser cutter is the only thing there that you really have to chip in as you use it. So like the expectation is that you pay you donate an extra $5 per hour of use of the laser cutter. And
That makes sense.
I'm okay.
Though.
I'm okay with that. I don't really keep track of how much. I don't pay every time, but I'm like, I go back at the end of each month, and you're like, all right, I reserved X number of hours, and I just handle it like a bill as opposed to paying it as I go. I'm sure they would like to see that money up front at once. But this is how I make sure I budget everything.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's if it works for you and they don't care, whatever.
Right.
Oh,
All
speaking of laser cutter, are you gonna do those tags?
Yes, I
Thank
just
you.
have not gone back to the. I have to make labels for our party at
For
the end of
Memorial
May,
Day?
and I just have to generate enough projects to
To use
justify
it?
going to do it. So yes, I've got your project.
Well,
on
I
my-
wasn't saying it to be annoying. I was saying because I forgot to
but-
actually get an answer out of you.
Yeah. No, I've got you. I just Like I'll have to
Thank you.
review. I'll have to review that conversation just to make sure that everything's on the up and up.
I could draw
Yes.
it. Like
So what?
I could sketch it. What I'm talking about.
Oh, that's fine. I'll get that taken care of.
Love you. You're the best.
All right.
Ooh, I got kids to teach in like 9 hours.
All right. Well, actually, it's we've been doing this for 2 hours. We're gonna call it a day.
Painting goes so fast. Like doing this because it doesn't feel like it's been 2 hours.
Well, thanks for everybody for enabling my insistent need of talking, and I appreciate it.
You're an insistent need.
So,
Putting
yeah.
us together was like the
So-
best idea ever. Okay, so does
I'll
anybody
leave
know
you
how
all-
we started doing this? Does anybody remember how we started doing this? If anybody's been here the whole time, does anybody know the story of how this started
Oh my gosh.
besides COVID?
We
Because I know
started before
Rick's
COVID.
probably like, "What are you talking about?" I know. I was about to say Rick's probably like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, ow.
This started when he started the Facebook group, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, like there should be like." I said to him like, "Oh, if you ever need any help, I'll help. Like I like this is more my style. Like painting, like the paint thing versus like being an admin in like a toy group." And he's like, "I want to do a podcast, like a YouTube or video thing." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
All right.
And now here
Yeah.
we are, 3 years
here we
later,
are.
3 years and change.
3 years and change. All right, cool. Excellent. Tip of the hat. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to tonight. We will see you next week. Nicole, where can people find you? Right there.
Yeah, here
All right.
on
Now-
the Instagram.
Stick your elbow or raise your hand up. Now bend it and move it over. Keep going. Nope, other way, other way, other way, other way. You're up. Yeah, there you go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Never mind. We can't do. There we go. God damn it. Keep going. There you go. Aha. Okay. All right. Find me at Rick Stroh on Instagram and actually on YouTube now because I was able to change the name for the other show.
Really?
Yeah, crazy. It used to be like Art and Toy Theory at Rick Stroh, and now it's just Rick Stroh. No new content, but yeah, new name, no new content. All right, and Nicole, I just took your time. Where can people?
I said that there on Instagram.
Okay, they
That
can
thing.
find that Matt Hattress.
And
yeah.
5 points, and then Pride and Art, and then Zazzy's, and then Sundays at the church.
Everybody's going to go to church to find Nicole. All right, have a good week. We'll see you next week. Thank you, everybody. Chowski. Let's see. And end. Again.